don't care about your resume. I don't. Actually, I don't care about your resume first. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, about how I'm getting a lot of messages that are like, help me make my resume fit XYZ company. Help me make my resume fit XYZ role. Help me make my resume fit this thing that I think I want. And what I want to talk to you today about is how the resume is like one of the last things that I want to talk about before, because what we need to figure out is what you actually fucking want. What the fuck you actually want. It's part of the best job method that I teach. Hi, I'm Nick Frick, the co-founder. It's just me. Hi, I'm Nick Frick, the founder of the Career Club, where I help people get the best job of their lives, aka the job that they want right now, not just any job, within 6 months or less. And how I do this is by leading you through a 3-phase method of the best job method. And that involves figuring out what the fuck you actually want. The acronym for that is WTFYAW. WTF, y'all. And I might cut that out. I might keep it. And so I want you to know that a lot of times our culture is teaching you that you need to fit into a box, into a product manager box, into an executive assistant box, into a chief of staff box, into a director of customer success, into a director of XYZ, into any box, right? And so what I want to tell you is you do not fit in the box. You have so many passions and experiences and certifications and things that you've loved doing already that we need to put into your resume, but I can't help you do that until we figure out what you actually want, because I can help you make a resume that's going to get you to the top of the pile, that's going to help you get a job, but I want you to have the job. And so if we were just meeting and you already knew what you wanted, these are the things that I would do for you to get that job. First, we would figure out what you wanted. What do you want? Do you want a product manager role? Do you want it at a small company? Do you want it at a large company? And then we would create a summary from there. And why do we create a summary? Because if you've been to any of my resume rescues or my resume roundtables, you'll know that a recruiter or a hiring manager looks at the first, let's say, 2 inches. If you were printing a PDF, if you were old school printing a resume, they look at the first 2 inches. So if you're imagining that, that is your name, your contact information, a summary, and maybe the name of the company, and maybe the name of the second company that you've worked at, or the second last company that you've worked at. And so what we want to make sure is that the person reading your resume knows WTF you want, right? We want them to know what you want, but we can't know. Like recently I was looking at a client's resume and she had her name on one side, her contact information on the other side. She then had her passions on one side and relevant skills on another side, and then her experience, and it didn't even show that she had, like, it wasn't even clear that she had been promoted. And so what I want you to do is like make sure that it's pulled focus, that everyone knows what they're getting, what you want. And inside of my elevator pitch strategy, which if you message me, I can send you a worksheet for it. If you want to see the elevator pitch and how it's done and how we move it into the summary section, it's a template, kind of like a Mad Lib. If you don't know what a Mad Lib is, it's like a story that's written out and then like verbs and adjectives are missing from it. And just Google it, okay? A Mad Lib is a story that you make up, and it's like a template, so you can just like a swipe file. So like it'll say fill in this here. Anyhow, going back to the resume. So I want you to have a resume that summary is clear, that your address is not on it. Okay, don't put your address. Make sure your name is big and bold, because you're a big, beautiful human being that is worthy of having your fucking name on the page. And so, so I just got a message that was like, help me make this product role for this specific job. And I'm like, I don't even know if you want it, but this is what I would tell you. And so make sure that it's clear then. And then when you go through the bullets, make sure every single bullet is clear, concise, and tells a story with some sort of metric. And if it doesn't have one of those things, find those things or fix it, or come to the Career Club. I'm happy to help you. We love workshopping bullets. But if it's not there, we also teach, I'm also creating actually, like a metrics workshop, or like, what if I don't have metrics? What if I'm not in sales? Like, what are the metrics I can use? And so you can get that in the Career Club. And then also, I'm happy to help you with that. And so where I was going is on your resume, we want to make sure that it's authentic to you and it's authentic to the job that you actually want. Okay. Not just a tips and tricks for AI. I don't want you blaming the ATS. I'm tired of you blaming the ATS. I'm tired of everyone talking about how the ATS is eating up your resume. And I want you to, I wrote this down today. Give me 1 second to look. I want you, it was like a clever way to say something that I want you to hear. Now I know why I wrote it down. It says, oh, instead of thinking outside the box, I want you to think outside the algorithm. I want you to think outside AI. I want you to think outside the robot. A robot could make you, but it doesn't have your spark. It doesn't have who you are. It doesn't have what we call in the career club my care method. It doesn't pull out the challenges and the embodiment that you have and the experiences that you've learned from AI. You can't yet, unless you're really skilled at prompting, and maybe you should get a prompting job of figuring out how to speak like you. Every person that I've seen using AI to write resumes is writing mostly the same resume, the same bullets, and not only is that kind of gross, it's also not authentic. And I want, if you're watching this, like, I want you to have a very authentic resume. I want someone to be like, oh, I really want Nick to work with me because she's like she's very excited about these things and she has the right skills that we're looking for. And it's very clear because I can see it in her summary of her resume and I can see it in the very clear bullets. And she reached out to me, not in a gross way, and she's been networking. And so I'm fired up about this, if you can't tell. I want you to have a really great resume, but I don't want you to do it prematurely. I want you to think about it. That's why inside the Career Club, we also have the What the Fuck You Actually Want project. And if I'm going to stay on track, which is something that I'm not necessarily meant to do in my human design, but can. But if I'm going to stay on the points, is that I want you to come to the next resume rescue, or what I might be calling the job search reset, where I will be doing live workshopping of resumes. And if you can't attend that, you can join the Career Club, or if you're watching this, thank you for being here. And also, in terms of your resume, I don't want you to stress about it. I don't want you spinning your wheels. I also want you to know that, like, writing a resume is really challenging. Can feel very challenging. It's something that is hard to do because we know so many things about ourselves. And so when we're writing a resume, we're like, well, what about this other, like, should I include this? Should I include this other thing from like 12 years ago? Should I include this other thing that makes me really amazing? What about this other thing? Oh, wait, that manager was really mean to me, so I feel really bad about it. Or there's some, like, something inner critic-y connected to it, so you don't want to put it on it. And then, like, it spirals out, and then you thought you were going to write a resume, but then you actually just started scrolling Instagram or jumped on Netflix and started watching Sirens. Is that you? Are you getting too overwhelmed to write your resume because you don't have a template? The one that you've been using isn't working? Well, I want to let you know that inside of the Career Club, I really love helping people work with their resumes, even if you have no idea what the fuck you want yet, because what my magic is figuring out how to help you figure out what you want. But I can't do that if you're not in the Career Club. I can't do that if you're not in my world. So what I want you to know are 3 things. 1, you're amazing. You're amazing no matter what stage of the career search you're in. If you've gotten laid off, if you've taken a career break, if you're in a job that is feeling like you're outgrowing it, if you got fired unexpectedly, if you just don't know what to do, but you don't even know what it is, but you know it's not this, like, you're in the right place. I'm here to help serve people who are looking to add more joy to their lives and also having a great job that they love. And I don't necessarily mean like, I love my job and I think of nothing else. No, I want the job for you that is right for you right now, because the job for you right now is not going to be the same job that's right for you in the next couple of years. I guarantee you'll be growing in some way. And I guarantee the job that you're at will also be growing in another way. And if those don't align, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just like time to leave. And so, first thing, you're amazing and brilliant no matter what part of the job search you're on. And I want you to know that so that that is the energy you exude in your resume. That's the energy you exude in your interviews. And that's the interview you exude when you're like negotiating for all the fucking money in the world. Second, make sure your resume, the first 2 inches, if you were old school printing it, is clear AF. Like, make sure it's so clear that no one would question why you're a great candidate, what you've been up to, what you specialize in, and why they care. Like, why does it matter to them that you are incredible at sales or customer engagement? Like, why does it matter to them? That's really important to make clear. And thirdly, start connecting with your network in not a gross way. I'll talk about that in the next video, or one of the next videos. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope you feel some ease and knowing that if you feel like your resume is hard to do, that's totally normal and it happens to all of us. It's hard to talk about ourselves, but I got you. I'll see you in the next video.